Good morning, it's rainy here in London. As we spoke about yesterday, I set my alarms a little bit earlier and woke up. This time I actually got out of bed on the first one. So far so good. I will get to the office soon and see if I can get everything done this morning and be settled in time for the trading day. I just did my Duolingo as well. Perfect score, kept it with my heart. So alright, we're off to a good start. See you at the office. Okay, let's go over some prep for this afternoon. I'm going to be looking at oil. You can see here that we've got this high from earlier in the year, and then this trend line here which is supporting the markets on the daily, and that's put this market in like a bit of a wedge. Now you can see the prior 2 weeks make an inside week structure, and yesterday we broke the highs and the market failed, and so that we've come back in. Now we've opened and held weekly during the Globex session, like pre-cash. So yeah, this is kind of in line now that we could, potentially break these lows and have a bit of an extension. So if we just dig into this a little bit more and try and understand the auction, and if we start here at the profiles, we can see that here is where we closed yesterday. Since then, we have got the markets continue to trade lower and the market's short. And it's short from the API scene of the crime. If we look at that on the 1 minute chart, we can see here is the APIs here, which happens to be at the weekly POC as well. Now there are some quite wide estimates on the oil inventories this afternoon, so that's something we've got to consider as well. And so if we start breaking this low here, and fail because the market's short, we could have quite a big squeeze. However, if we squeeze first and then go, it could turn into a much cleaner move. So let's see how this plays out. I took you through my prep. Let's have a look at how the trade played out. You can see the oil 1 minute chart, and if you look to where the high volume candles are, that's the start of the cash session. And you can see we started with an open drive, very aggressive start to the session, and then the market sort of auctioned down in blocks. And at the top of each block, when the market tried to pull back, there was just lots of absorption on the offer, and then the market just continued lower. The offer lasted for about 2 hours, and it had an extension, or like a sort of a probe lower on the oil inventories. It pulled back, and then it soon afterwards offered again, and that was a kind of capitulation to end the move. And then the auction at the lows was a little bit poor, and then we had this low volume pullback pretty much for the rest of the session. So that's the oil 1 minute. Now let's go into some specific price action. Now I was showing this cool footprint pattern, and you can see at 63.16s there was this absorption block. So the market tried to push through a low, and there was absorption on the bid. The market then bid back up, and there wasn't really any volume down, like there wasn't any buying as the market popped back above. The market then drove back below that absorption block, and that's like the trigger. And then you can see there that that the market then kind of accumulated there and then drove lower. So let's have a look at that on the ladders. The ladder in black, second from the left, is oil. So we have that absorption block around 16s. Alright, there you go, straight through that absorption block at 16s. I've got in short, added to the short just below it. And now, it could have been a little bit fast, but you can see actually now on the ladder that there are some blocks, I think sort of up to 60, 40, all these clips are being absorbed around the sort of 12s, 13s, 14s, and so that's below that absorption block. So that's telling us now that a seller's stepped down. Alright guys, that's it for today. I'm off home. I'll see you tomorrow.